Simplified. Oluwakemi. Me, your reliable source for health information and expert advice. A health talk channel dedicated to providing accurate, evidence based information on various topics, from nutrition and fitness to mental health and self care, and all other medical conditions. We've got you covered. Be a part of Health Talk with Kemi as we explore the latest health trends, discuss common concerns, and empower you to take control of your well being. Join our community to stay informed, inspired, and motivated. Healthy Living Simplified. Welcome to Health Talk with Kemi, your reliable source for health information and expert advice. A health talk channel dedicated to providing accurate, evidence based information on various topics, from nutrition and fitness to mental health and self care, and all other medical conditions. We've got you covered. Be a part of Health Talk with Kemi as we explore the latest health trends, discuss common concerns, and empower you to take control of your well being. Join our community to stay informed, inspired, and motivated to achieve your health goals. Stay empowered, stay healthy. Health Talk with Kemi.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Let me know if you can hear me this evening. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Let me know if you can hear me, please, and just comment where you are connected from. Hi, welcome to El Talk with Kemi, and my name is Omoleyin Oluwakemi. Let me know where you are connected from tonight. Just type out your name and your location if you can hear me. I don't see any comments. I'm trying to know if my network is stable. Let me know if you can hear me, please. Good evening, everyone. Okay, I don't seem to see the comments, so I do not know. Okay. Okay, so good evening, good evening. Hi, good evening. Welcome to Health Talk with Kemi. Let me know where you're connected from. I wasn't seeing any comments before, so I had to pause. Maybe it was my network that was having the issue. Good evening. I see you, Pastor Kike. Thank you for joining. I see you, Daniel. Good evening. Good evening. Please post and tell everyone we are live and it's time for tonight's session. So tonight we'll be talking about emotional connection to food. You know, it's something that most people do not even know or do not even think about. I'm telling you, before I came up with this topic, I was like, why do I eat the way I eat? Have you ever thought about it? You know, why do I eat the way I eat? We know that we love to eat. A particular day, I think around past 12, I wanted to take Gary. I was not hungry. Emphasis on I was not hungry. I just felt like I want to take Gary. And you know, I love to do research a lot. I love to know why this is happening. Why am I doing this? You know, what is the motive behind this? And I said, okay, me, I'm the one preaching no late night eating. And I'm the one that's feeling like taking Gary. And then I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to do research on this. What is the connection with food? You know, even when you're full and you really still want to eat, what is going on? And I would be breaking it out to you tonight. So are you ready? Ready, ready? Please feel free to ask your questions after tonight's session. You can ask your questions if you have any questions. And let me know if you understand. And I will appreciate if you are scribing, you know, that way I know that we are together, you are with me, and you can hear me. All right. So can the slide come up now, please? Can the slide come up now? Tonight we talk about emotional connection to food, and I want you to understand the role of your emotions in the place of your food. Why do you eat the way you eat? Why, you know, why is it that sometimes you cannot say no to food, right? And I believe that tonight you'll be able to curb all those I don't want to say bad appetite, but then you'll be able to work on your appetite. And I know that after tonight's session, you would eat only when you want to eat. Glory, glory to God. All right. So emotional connection to food. I hope everyone can see the slide, please. Thank you. I will start by introducing what emotional connection to food is. I will start by explaining what I mean by emotional connection to food. So one thing I want you to do, if you can hear me tonight, is close your eyes, right? Close your eyes and reflect on the food you eat most and ask yourself, why do I eat this food? Do I give us 1 minute to do that? I want us to do a reflection exercise tonight. Close your eyes and think about that one particular food that you eat the most. And just try to ask yourself, why do I eat this food the way I eat it? Or why do I like this food? All right, so I'll give us 1 minute to reflect on that question. And I will be back in 1 minute again. And I hope everybody would have their answers. I still don't see comments. Maybe it's just my network. I don't know. But I give us 1 minute, just reflect on it. What food do you eat the most and why do you eat that food? You know, what is the motive? Why do you eat the food? And I would also tell you mine too. So yes, we're counting down 40 seconds, 30 seconds. What food do you eat the most and why do you eat that food? 40 seconds, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 1 second, 0 second, right? So, what food do you think you eat the most, and why do you eat that food? Have you thought about it before? Growing up in a Nigerian home, right? I'm from Nigeria. In case you're watching this video and you're not in Nigeria, growing up in a Nigerian home or Nigeria family, one thing that resonates most with us is, and I think this applies to most families, on Saturday morning and Sunday morning, one thing we find very easy to eat is what? Let's say pap and moi moi, pap and akara, or bread and tea, right? These are the foods that we find very, very easy to eat on Saturday and Sunday morning, right? And you see, growing up, it has somehow shaped what I eat during the weekends. I tell you, my head is just in line with okay, weekends are for bread and akara, tea, tea and bread, pap and this. And I'm like, who brought this up? Right? Who brought this up? Who said every weekend we have to eat this kind of food? So growing up and not even staying with your parents, you might find yourself eating this food again. And that's simply because it has been registered. Yes, it has been registered, right? And you see, if you ask yourself why you are eating this food, you are eating it because there is a history to the food. Because growing up, this was the food we used to eat every morning that made me feel happy. You know, it brought a sense of union and unity between you and your family. So every Saturday, you are just like, okay, I want to take tea and bread. Right, I really want to eat jollof rice. Okay, I think I see jollof rice. I want to do this papa nakara, right? And I really want to do that, right? So now that you've been able to get that, Emotional eating, next slide, please. Emotional eating is when food is used as a way to deal with feelings instead of satisfying hunger. Whenever you are hungry, you eat. But emotional eating means you are not hungry, but you want to eat. Has it ever happened to anyone? You are not hungry, but you want to eat. In fact, you might have eaten that night, but you still really feel like you want to eat. So that's what emotional eating is. It's when you're eating food as a way to deal with your feelings instead of satisfying your hunger. So it means you are not hungry, but you just want to eat. And I believe that we all have been there. In one way or the other, we have been there. You've taken chocolates when you were just happy. I'm excited. I want to take chocolate. And then you finish chips. Should I say a can of chips when you were reading? Students in the house, can you testify? I know we say it a lot. Whenever I eat junks, whenever I munch on something, I'm able to assimilate. It's a lie. It's just emotional eating, right? You can, as long as you've eaten normally and you're reading your book, you would assimilate because your brain is provided with the glucose it needs to function. But you see, we all have been there in one way or another. You might have eaten your dinner and then suddenly you feel like taking biscuits. So suddenly you feel like taking ice cream. My females in the house, all the cravings, cravings, cravings. It is not physical hunger. It's just emotional eating, right? It's just emotional eating. It's not, whenever you get one money and first thing that comes to your head is, this food, that food. It's not like you're hungry. It's just emotional eating. And we'll study all this tonight, right? So, however, emotional eating, when done, can lead to a lot of effect like weight gain and affect your overall well-being. Because in as much as it's good to eat, I do not suggest and say everybody should eat morning, afternoon, night. Right? Most importantly, eat when you're hungry. When you're not hungry, do not eat. There is one thing that people do. You are not hungry, but then you eat, and then you get bloated, and then it leads to indigestion. Let me tell you a very short story. My auntie, I think I was I in Premi 5 or GS1? My auntie was getting married. That excitement that comes with marriage. And I was still very young. You can imagine. I think I was maybe 10, 11. I was still very young. So she was getting married and I was excited. So, they came to call me, okay, let's go to the family house. Food is ready. That's where we'll be preparing and getting ready. Young Kemi was so happy. I said, let's go there. We got to the family house. I ate before I left my house. So we got to the family house. I was not hungry. I promise. I was not hungry. But then I saw everyone, everyone was looking rosy. Oh my God, the food, the aroma kept coming. I saw pounded jam. I saw rice. Back then, weddings was like a day before the wedding. You cook for the visitors that came around, right? So you cook for them and all. Then they said, do you want to eat? My people, I was not hungry. My auntie bought bolly and plantain for me on our way to our family house. I ate before I left my house. When I got there and they said, do you want to eat? I said, yes. They brought food. I ate again. I could not sleep overnight. I kept on vomiting. I kept on vomiting. I could not sleep because I overate. Because physically, I'm not hungry. Emotionally, I'm hungry. It's just the emotional thing of, okay, we are celebrating the wedding. The aroma is here. Everybody is this. My people, I was supposed to be the one to read letter. I could not even read letter from here. I was vomiting. They said, are you okay? I said, I'm okay. Oh, will I tell my plight too? I was young. So I could not even, and then I couldn't really relate to it that because I overate, I just knew that my tummy was not just balanced at all. So you see, do not eat when you are not hungry. And you see, food must not have dominion over you, right? Your food must not be your master. You must learn to say no. You must not do binge eating. Bite eating simply means you are eating lots of food in a very short period of time. You must learn to say no when you are not hungry. It's actually, like I say, it's a form of discipline. You say no when you are not hungry. One of my goals this year is to cut down on junks. I don't think junks is giving me any nutrients, and I don't want to eat because I want to eat. I want to eat because I want to live healthy. So you don't just eat because you feel like eating. You eat to live. You live. I'm sorry. You eat because you want to be healthy. You see, all these junks, all these food are not necessary cravings. My fellow ladies in the house, cut down on cravings. I feel like taking ice cream, it can be every time. You can control all these things. And I tell you, the moment you control it, you will see that you now have master over what you eat and how you eat. Try it. The moment your body start feeling funny, okay, I feel like I want to take meat pie and ice cream. and then you do not, succumb. You just say, today I don't shop rice in the morning. That's what we are eating throughout. And you don't do it, trust me, you would gain mastery over your food and over your body as well. So my bottom line is that emotional eating is when you eat just to satisfy your feeling, not because you are really hungry, and it can lead to weight gain and affect your overall health as well. Because you might think you are young, and I remember growing up, they would say sugar is good for young people. You would not remain young forever. Your body is like a bank. You only take out whatever you put in. See, as long as we want to take sugar, we want to feel like we are young, we can take sugar, cut down on it. We are growing. We are growing. So I do not expect anybody would want to, I don't expect anybody want to, take in a lot of sugar, soda, junks, and everything at this point in time. So emotional eating, and can the slide, please, can I get to the next slide, please? So everyone can see it as well. Emotional eating is a complex behavior influenced by various brain regions. I don't want this to justify your action, right? But there are some part of the brain that also regulate emotional eating, which include, I would mention three parts. The first part is called the amygdala, right? Is a part of the brain that plays a role in fear, emotion, anxiety, and stress. And it can also trigger eating behavior in response to emotion, in response to negative emotion. That's the first part of the brain. The other part of the brain is called prefrontal cortex, and this part is responsible for control, for judgment, decision making, impulse control as well, right? And it might be less active when you are eating. So this can actually trigger the negative emotions and help you to eat anyhow you want to eat. The one part that regulates hunger is called the hypothalamus, which is a part of the brain as well. So emotional eating is a multifaceted behavior. It's influenced by various psychological, social, and environmental factor in addition to brain function. So I'm not trying to say only your brain is doing all these things now, right? Your environment, environmental factor, social factor, and psychological factor also add to your emotional eating, right? So I want to talk about physical hunger versus emotional hunger. How will you know if you're hungry normally or if it's just emotional hunger that is doing you? How are you supposed to know, right? So I'll talk about the origins of the hungers. That's what I call it, origin of the hunger. So let's know which one is this, which one is that, right? So when you are physically hungry, and I hope you can still hear me, the slide does not seem to be moving at my end, but I hope and I believe that it's moving so everyone can have better access to what I'm saying and we can understand and be on the same page together. Thank you. So physical hunger, it comes on gradually and can be postponed. How many people here, you felt hungry genuinely? Probably you felt hungry around 12 p.m., but you were in class and you could not have access to food. Then you say, you know what, I'll just carry it to like 4 p.m. when I get home. We have been there, right? You were hungry, but you were able to, postpone it. If you don't eat, you will not die. But then you were able to postpone it till, a certain period of time when you actually felt very, very chance to eat your food, right? So physical hunger comes on gradually and can be postponed. Then it can be satisfied with any amount of food. If you are really hungry and someone gives you two wrap of amala, to an extent, you'll be satisfied. Mm? If you are not a glutton, you'll be satisfied. If you are really physically hungry and someone gives you rice, you'll be satisfied. Now imagine that you're hungry and someone gives you yogurt. You're like, yogurt for what, sir? Yogurt for what, right? So whenever you're physically hungry, you'll be satisfied with food. Then whenever you're physically hungry as well, you are likely to stop eating when you are full, right? So when you know that you are full, you will stop eating. You know that my stomach has reached the limit, the extent, right? And then you just do not want to eat again. Then whenever you're physically hungry, it does not cause feelings of guilt whenever you finish eating your food. I mean, who eat and does not get happy? When you eat, you get to relax. I just ate, I'm excited, I'm happy, I just finished eating. So that's what we call physical hunger. So when you're physically hungry, it comes on and it can be postponed. Then you don't feel guilty after eating, and you are likely to stop eating when you're full, and you can be satisfied with any amount of food that you eat. That's what we call physical hunger. So whenever you're physically hungry, you try to look at these symptoms that I just listed out and see chain of physical hunger or emotional hunger. Now let's talk about the emotional hunger. How do you know if you're emotionally hungry? you suddenly feel like eating something that was not planned before. And that's why I'm calling out ladies, because I know we are the masters of cravings. Oh my God, I'm craving it. Oh my God, I'm craving it. We are the masters of cravings. You cannot always be craving, right? So whenever you feel this sudden and urgent way or type of way to eat, that's emotional hunger, which can be controlled. Whenever your cravings are specific, pizza, it's pizza I want to eat today, it's ice cream I want to take today, it's donut, oh my God, I don't spend money on all this thing. The money I spent on ice cream, munchie, don't say munchie. That's emotional hunger, right? So when your hunger is in a specific kind of way, making you crave some specific things, right? Then emotional hunger would actually make you eat more than you normally would. I said if you are physically hungry, when you eat to an extent, you will feel full. But emotional hunger, when you eat biscuit, do you get tired? You just keep eating, eating. You finish one, they gave you juice, you carry it, you carry that one. You never get to a point where you feel like you are so full, and then you just want to keep on eating, keep on eating. Then emotional hunger would cause guilt afterward. After you finish all the finishables, you now start feeling bad. Oh, I said I was not going to take munchies yesterday, but I took it. I didn't have a choice. Hello, in this 2025, you have a choice because you are the master of your own body. So don't say you don't have a choice. You have a choice. You have a choice to determine what goes into your body, what goes into your mouth, the kind of food that you eat as well. So you don't end up saying, I don't have a choice. Whenever you eat with emotions, you end up feeling guilty. How many of us here have said maybe you would not eat by 12 a.m. again? And then one day you just woke up and said, my stomach is dimming, I want to eat. And then you end up eating a bar. Those that even eat a bar at midnight, I'm tired of you. I'm tired. I don't see, I cannot comprehend it. I don't know what to say. How would somebody think of eating heba by past 12? How would someone think of eating something as heavy as that by past 12? Right? Say you need to learn and watch what you put into your body. Physical hunger and emotional hunger are two different things. Emotional hunger only makes you want to eat and eat and eat and keep on eating. Right? So now let's talk about emotional eating palaver. Everyone is an emotional eater to some extent, which I said earlier that I think everyone here has gone through those kind of habits. You've munched on biscuits whenever you get reading, just so it could assimilate well, which is a lie. If you not chop biscuits, you could still stay as long as you've eaten your normal food, right? So everybody's an emotional eater to an extent, but for some people, it can be a real problem. It can cause weight gain or cycles of binge eating. People that say, I cannot control my mouth, stop it. Don't say that again. Stop it. You can control your mouth. I've had people say it's hard for me to control. I just want to eat every time. That's a very bad habit, which can be controlled. That is the good thing about it. It can be controlled, right? So it can lead to cycles of binge eating. Just find yourself eating everything in a short period of time. So the trouble with emotional eating is that once the pleasure is gone, guilt trips in. Once the pleasure of chocolate is over, once the pleasure of ice cream and pizza is over, it can, the guilt that can trip yourself can be financial guilt. We have been there. You want to save money. You've told yourself, I will not eat this. The emotional thing just came. Take it, eat it, buy it. Then you tell yourself, it's one life we have. It's one life we have. Let me buy. And then you buy. And after buying, you say, oh my God, I just spent my money. I should not have spent my money. I just did that. I should not have done that. Right? So that's what emotional eating palaver is. Then take charge. These will actually help you to know the difference between physical hunger and emotional hunger. With the way I just stated it now, you know when you are physically hungry and emotionally hungry. So next time you reach out for snacks, next time you feel like you want to eat something, right? Check in and see what type of hunger is driving it. Next time you feel like you want to put something in your mouth, in your belly, check out and see what kind of hunger is driving it. What is the force? Is it physical hunger? Am I really hungry? Or is it just emotional hunger? Do I really just want to eat it because I feel like eating it? Right. So now let's go to the next slide. And I'll be talking about how to identify emotional triggers. Yes. Not many people make the connection between eating and feelings. Like I said, when I thought about this topic, I was like, Kemi, what kind of dry topic is this? Everything. And I was like, well, people want to hear. I know people love things that tickle their fancy. People love things that actually, make them excited. She's speaking this, she's saying that. I'm like, emotional. How Gen Zs can be. But then I think I said a story at the beginning of this session that One day I felt like taking Gary by past 12 and I was not hungry. But I could not take it off my head. I was just picturing that Gary in a bowl with milk, with granules, with sugar and cold water. And I was not hungry. It was in my head. I said, what's going on? But I didn't take that Gary that night. But the next morning I took that Gary. Right? So you see, I'm just trying to make us understand that not everybody actually knows that there is a connection between what you eat and your feelings. But understanding what drives emotional eating can help you to take steps to change your emotional eating as well. Little daily stresses can cause people to seek comfort in food, and emotional pattern is mostly learned. Yes, you say no child came into this world with a particular pattern of how to live. That's why I said emotional eating is caused by not just brain function, even your social, psychological, and environmental factors as well. What you see at home affects the way you eat. I'm telling you, some people will tell you, I've never eaten goat meat. And like, are you from Nigeria? But probably from home, they just don't eat all this kind of stuff. So, coming, living alone, they're like, I don't eat it, I don't like it, I've never taken amala in my life. So you see, even your environment can affect what you eat. Emotional eating pattern is mostly learned. It's mostly learned. Now let's take our examples. Comments in the morning. Oh my god. Sorry. So now let's take examples of emotional eating pattern, and I want you to also reflect on the emotional eating pattern that you have learned while growing up. First thing is rewarding the child with cookies and sweets so that they can stop crying. Have you been there? Have you done that before? That particular child was crying. You know how children cry. Sometimes it can be, don't cry, baby. Don't cry, baby. When baby I refuse that, let me cry. You say, what can I do? Baby, I say, don't cry. And baby say, I want to cry. And then you say, you know what? Take sweets. It even happened recently. I was in a particular place and baby was crying, and the auntie just said, baby, don't cry, take sweets. They gave me sweets. Then baby just stopped crying. Right. So you see, that baby would grow up to start taking sweets. It's hard for you to take what is hard for people to take what you're not actually exposed to. Some people are not exposed to taking sweets. So when they see you taking sweets, they're like, sweet. I don't like sweet. Do you understand? So it's hard to do what you're not actually exposed to. Such child that has been trained up with taking sweets when they're not happy, what do you think would happen? Probably they don't feel too excited, just like, you know what, let me buy. It's something subconscious already. You might not even know. So these are ways that people can learn emotional habits, subconsciously. You might not even know. You just find yourself taking sweet as well. Or imagine when you do so well in your academics, maybe you're the first position, second position, third position, fourth position, and then they just say, oh mommy, you've done well, I'm proud of you. Let's go shopping. And then they carry you to Chicken Republic. Back then, whenever you do well, parents try to make us feel so excited. Oh my God. Even back then, should I say, some families are not actually exposed to going out to restaurants, to having fun, eating. But whenever you do well, they just want to take you out. Let's go out, have fun. And this pattern has somehow shaped your mindset and shaped your life as well. That the only time you actually want to enjoy yourself too is only when you have something worthy of celebration. Telling you, because these are the patterns that have been imbibed in one way or another. It has been imbibed in your subconscious. You just find yourself, okay, whenever I do something great, just want to go out and eat and buy. Why can't you go out and buy something without celebrating something? So all these things are actually emotional eating pattern that we have cultivated unknowingly while growing up, right? So you see, maybe they want to celebrate your achievements. First thing they do is what? Buy wine. So you too, when you do something you want to celebrate, you just get wine. Why are you getting wine? What is the significance of the wine? But that's because that's what you've grown up to learn. That's what has been imbibed in your mind as well, right? I see people often turn to food when these are the triggers that make people want to eat. Sometimes when you are lonely, I'm lonely, so lonely. When you are lonely, why is food? Is food a companion? Is food a companion? So why are you trying to eat? Is food a companion? So why are you trying to eat when you are lonely? If you are lonely, call a friend. Call a friend. If you want to do prank people, call a friend, right? So why are you trying to eat when you are lonely? So people, when they don't feel too excited, like when they are sad, the first thing they run to is food. Is food your joy? Is food how can food give you joy? Is food your joy? That's how I'm trying to make you understand that all these things are just based on emotions. Does food bring joy? Does food give you joy? Gone are those days when jollof rice sef dey give joy. I feel jollof rice now, I'm not joyful. I just look at jollof rice and say, give me, let me just eat food. It's just to satisfy you, right? And some people, one of the triggers that makes people eat as well is when they're anxious. When you're anxious, probably you have something you want to do, and like, oh my God, I don't know how to feel. Just go and take biscuits. Let me take biscuits more. Give me drink. Let me take some Coca-Cola to step it down. Give me this. Let me take this to eat first before I step up, before I go out, before I go there. All these things, they are part of things that trigger emotional eating. Then when you are bored as well, people try to get rid of boredom by eating. Can amala cure your boredom? Question to everybody listening to me tonight. Can amala cure your boredom? I'm bored. I don't know what to do. Let make her go warm a chop. Can amala cure? It cannot cure your boredom. It's just an emotional thing. Then when I'm talking about emotional triggers, right? We also have some happy emotions as well, right? So one thing that makes people eat as well is one thing that makes people eat as well is when they are happy, right? So emotional eating can be linked to positive feelings as well. It does not have to be negative feelings all the time. It can also be like a positive feeling. Like example, birthday celebrations. Who taught us to cook on birthdays? It's just something that has been going on for a very long period of time. And then during your birthday, you want to cook, right? You want to eat everything, cook. You want to buy cake. If you don't use cake on your birthday, nothing will happen. I promise you. But then you want to cook. You want to do cake. I remember growing up, without cake, my birthday was not complete. I'm telling you. But I believe that now most of us have like we've outgrown that feeling. If I don't see cake, but we must see cake. But if we don't see cake, right, nothing will happen. All things are just like emotional things that has been imbibed in us. Then festive period. During festive period, hello, who said jollof rice and fried rice is a festive food? Who gave that order? you know, I don't know. I don't want to say I love to process it in my head, but sometimes I love to think about why I'm doing something as in what is the logical reason behind it. So this last Christmas that we had last year, I did not cook jollof rice. I'm being sincere. I did not cook jollof rice. I made up my mind. I said this Christmas I no go shop jollof rice. Why? Why is everybody suddenly thinking of jollof rice when it comes to some people in their house? One time that they actually cook jollof rice is festive period. So you see, you two growing up or living alone, what are you thinking of? Festive period, jollof rice, and that's why you see most places where you will see celebration. What is happening? Jollof rice, fried rice. This food should be normal food. Why are we making them festive food? So I told myself I will not put jollof rice this Christmas. Let me see what will happen. Let me see if the world will end. And I know cook am. I ate semo. When I was telling my friend that I don't want to cook rice this Christmas, I was like, Kemi, what is going on? I said, no, I just don't want to cook it. Let me see what will happen. Because I was picturing them that at home, they'll be cooking rice at home. So I'm like, if I don't cook this rice, what will happen? I ate semo, my people. I ate semo and okra. I ate semo and okra. Right? So you see, festive period, better celebrations actually positive emotions that actually make you eat as well. Everybody just like we want to eat, we want to buy cake, we want to cook jollof rice and do all those things. But you see, patterns of emotional eating is not easily unlearned, but it is possible and it is doable. I said emotional eating is influenced by your environment, social factor, and also psychological factor with your brain functions. So all these things. Oh my God, Pio. So you see, all these things can actually be unlearned. It can be unlearned. If we start taking about Christmas dinner and we make it like a general food, everybody will start eating. So it's like an emotional thing. Nobody gave a particular food to a particular period. It's just like something we've grown up to do, something we've grown up to see. We've grown up to see that every festive period, now jollof rice and fried that we would chop. Some people will not even take chicken till it's festive period or festive celebration. I'm telling you, it is that bad. I said you have to break that cycle. You really have to come out of that cycle of emotional eating, right? You see, that's why I said it can be positive and it can also be negative. Some people will not eat good food till they are actually celebrating something. These things you might have grown up to see it and to witness it, but let the change start from you. So you will not carry that emotional thing into your family as well. Let the change start from you. You don't only buy cake. Listen to me. You don't only buy cake when you're celebrating a birthday. Do you understand me? Just feel like eating cake, you get cake. I'm not saying you should buy icing cake where they put on decoration there. Don't just buy a small cake, like, but don't make it okay. It's only festive periods that I get to eat cake. Do you understand me? Take charge of your food. Take charge of what you also put inside of you as well. So let's talk about breaking the cycle of emotional eating. Right. So managing your emotional eating means you're finding other ways to deal with the situations and feelings that makes you turn to food. It means you are managing emotional eating by finding other ways to deal with the situation and feeling that actually make you turn to food, like the triggers we mentioned earlier. So now let us deal with them. So the first thing I have in this box is, am I really hungry? That's one question you should ask yourself. Am I really hungry? So do you come home after a stressful day at work or a stressful day at school, and the first thing you do, just fling your bag and head to the kitchen? Before you open that kitchen door, stop and ask yourself, am I really hungry, or do I just feel like eating? And sincerely give yourself the answer. Some people would have, I used to do it back then when I was in school. I would have eaten snacks from the woman that sells snacks in school. Immediately I get home, I go sit back and put rice on fire and say, make her chop rice. And it's not like I'm hungry, but it's just that thing of, let me put good food. The snacks I ate is not good food. Yes, yet I ate the snacks and I was not hungry. But I was still going to say, let me go and put rice, eat rice, cook spag. Do you understand? So before you enter that kitchen, stop, reflect, and ask yourself, am I really hungry, or do I just want to eat because I feel like eating? You are not okay. Don't let me attack you personally. We are not animals, right? So you see, we have control over our body. We are human beings. So you have control over your body. You just don't feel like eating because you just don't eat because you feel like eating all the time. So if the signs you feel points to hunger, please eat. If you assess yourself and you feel like, okay, I'm really hungry, I can hear this growling sound in my stomach, please eat. If you feel otherwise that is not actually hunger, please don't eat. Have a bait and go and sleep. Have your bait and go and sleep, right? Then the next box says, don't give in to emotions. If looking for food after work or school has just become part of your routine, think about why. Then try to change the routine. Do something else. Is there a rule that says immediately after school, go and eat? I mean, after you've had your breakfast in the morning, is there a rule that says immediately after you get back from school or work, go and eat? Why is there no rule of just have your bed and sleep? So that's why I'm telling you that you think about you think about it before you actually eat. You try to think about it. Why is this my normal routine? Then try to change the routine. Do something else. Go over your day. Try to acknowledge what happened during that day. Was my day good? Was my day not too good? Then you sleep. Then you can, when you wake up, you know that by that time I'm very hungry. You can decide to cook. But when you are not hungry, do not eat. Yeah, the third box says, take charge of your life. Come on, say, I take charge of my life. I take charge of my eating habit. I take charge of my eating habits as well. Take charge and repeat this process till you eat only when you are physically hungry. And what process is that? Before you enter the kitchen every day, think about it. Am I really hungry, or do I just want to eat because I just want to eat? Or am I really hungry? So you see, repeat this process till you only eat when you are physically hungry. In this year and beyond, no emotional eating in the name of Jesus. Amen. Right? So you can control your emotional eating habit, and you can live healthy as well by exploring why you are eating, and then you can find a replacement activity. If you feel like one time that you actually eat is when you just get back from school, when you just wake up, I just feel like put something in my mouth, you can do something else. You can decide to pray. Where are my people in the, you can decide to pray, can decide to just pick up a book, do something, exercise. Oh my God, I might still do a session on exercise. This year we must break bad habits. Some people only exercise because they want their tummy to go flat. But apart from tummy, they don't want to exercise. Who said exercise is just for tummy being flat? But don't let me leave my topic. Let's go to the next slide, please. Let's move on to the next slide. So I'll talk about how to develop healthy eating habits. How to develop healthy eating habits. The first thing is pause before you reach out for food. Am I hungry or is it something else? Before you reach out for food, pause. Now, mind you, after you've taken your breakfast to an extent, you've supplied your body with nutrients for that day. And your breakfast does not even have to be heavy. I'm not saying you should cook amala for breakfast. I used to take care of my breakfast when I was in school then. One of my leader would laugh at me and say, okay, you're eating eba. I say, so I see him. But it is not now so, it's actually bad. Why, how will you wake up and start eating eba in the morning? Glory to God, right? So you see, your breakfast does not actually have to be so heavy. It can be a bowl of cereal. It can be tea. It can be something light and simple, right? It's just to keep you moving. I'm telling you, if you don't eat for one day, nothing would happen. It's just to keep you moving, right? So you pause before you reach out for food and you ask yourself, am I really hungry or is it something else? If you are bored, if you are not really hungry and it's just something else, if you are bored or, lonely, call a friend, reach out to someone. That's why we can't go through life alone. Reach this comment are making me laugh. I'm sorry. Reach out to someone if you feel like you are bored. Call a friend, see a movie, read books, watch your favorite sport, or do some exercise if you are bored, instead of carrying food, instead of warming ever, instead of cooking noodles. People say that noodles is very, 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 very fast food. It's a lie. It's just emotional eating. It's not as if it's fast. You just want to eat, right? Then if you are stressed out as well, take a warm bath, try a yoga routine. Yoga works. I mean, it's like a meditation kind of exercise just to relax and stretch out your muscles and all, right? So you can also try a yoga routine, or you can also go outside for a walk when you feel stressed out. Food is not the response to stress. Your stress might not be like you want to eat, you want to just sleep and rest. Then if you are tired, rest, switch off your phone and relax. And one thing we should also do in 2025 is so I say cut down on your screen time. You cannot always be on social media. It's very wrong. You cannot always be on social media. So if you feel like you are tired, switch off your phone, just rest and relax. And if you are eating to procrastinate, have you been there before? You want to do something, but then you are just saying, you know what, let me just finish this bread. I'll actually go and do it. Let me just finish this bread. I'll go and do it. Then you finish the bread, you still are not going to do it. You see another thing, let me just eat this one. Okay. Stop eating to procrastinate. Open the book you want to read. Do the assignment you want to do. I don't even want, you see, one thing you must not train your children. I'm talking like I am a mommy. One thing you must not train your generation with is actually munching things. While reading or while doing the assignment. I think to an extent we learned that kind of behavior, right? Because I want to read, I must have like one carton of biscuits in my room. Because I want to do assignment, I must have everything. Do you understand? So you see, open the books you want to open, get done with your assignment, do everything and just be done with it, and you will feel better truly. So these are healthy eating habits. Pause before you reach out for food. Am I hungry? Is something else? If it's something else, work out on the something else. Just feel tired, have your bait and sleep. You are stressed out, sleep. You are just lonely or bored, get a book. I just lonely or bored. Get a book and read, call a friend, see a movie, exercise. These are habits you can actually replace. You can replace your emotional eating habits with all these good habits, rest, exercise, sleep, see a movie, call a friend, take a walk, yoga routines. Then let's go to the next thing. The second method you can actually use is write down the emotions, and if write down the emotions that triggers your eating, right? So write down the emotion that triggers your eating, and write down the emotions that triggers your eating. Sometimes you might not know that you are doing something to you actually take time to reflect, to reflect, to reflect on that thing. You might not know that you are actually doing it. Yes, sir, that is so true. There's something one of my should I say one of my friends does. Whenever she wants to watch a movie, there must be food. Without food, she cannot watch a movie. And I'm like, who gave that rule? So it's actually part of emotional eating as well. So write down the emotions that triggers your eating. One of the best way to actually track or keep track of your eating habit is with a food journal. I know it sounds like food journal. everything where I want to for my life is food journal. I need to but sincerely, just I mean, if you are struggling with this thing that I'm actually talking about, right? It's just very, very important that you also pay attention to it. So you can have like a food journal where you document and write out everything that you eat as well. So you write down what you eat, how much of what you eat, and how you were feeling before eating it. Maybe you were feeling anxious, bored, lonely, happy, and how you feel after eating. I personally, when I take too much sugar, I feel sad because I know that why am I taking this? Why can't I replace sugar with something else? And if I eat too much, I'm not always excited. I'm like, I should not have eaten that much. And that actually made me more conscious of what I eat and how I eat. So now if I'm not hungry, you will not see me eating. As in, I've closed for that day. Even if the last thing I ate was actually in the afternoon, once I don't feel hungry, I know that physically nothing they do me, I don't go chop. I know that it's just the next day, right? To actually eat as well. So through journaling, you start to see patterns between what you eat and what you start to feel patterns between what you feel and what you eat, and you can use information as well to make better choices about your food, and you can practice mindful eating by paying attention to what you eat as well. Have a journal. Today I ate eba. I ate small portion. When I feel happy, I'm okay. Today I ate biscuits. I don't feel happy. There was a particular time I ate 20 wraps of biscuits. I think it's PD. Do you know this PD? This PD chocolate biscuit. Oh my god, that biscuit is a demonic biscuit. On one sitting, I took 20. And I was telling myself I would stop. I'll stop till it reached I think me what is going on. Right. So just like pay attention to what you actually eat. And one way out, let's say the last thing you can actually use to develop healthy eating habits is by paying attention to what you eat. So I call it mindful eating. Eat mindfully. Don't just eat because you want to eat. And one thing I also really, really, really do is before I eat, I try to check it out, what nutrients can I get from the food I'm eating? I don't just eat because I really want to eat. I'm conscious of that. If I chop rice, what I will get. If I eat this, right, what will I get from it? If I eat this, what nutrient do I get from do I get from it as well? So I try to like be so mindful of what I eat. When I take Godimon, I know, okay, I'm getting this from good, maybe probably sodium, calcium, something is coming out. When I take rice, I'm getting energy, something, but I don't just eat mindlessly, right? So I'm paying attention. If I eat and ask myself, this because I'm eating, what am I getting from it? This sweet now, what is it doing to me? Do you understand? So I eat mindfully, and I think everybody can also cultivate the habit of eating mindfully as well. So the next slide says it's okay to reach out. It's okay to reach out. Even when we understand what's going on, you understand that you probably have this emotional eating. So many people still need to help. Many people still need help breaking the cycle of emotional eating. It's not easy, especially if emotional eating has led to weight gain and self-esteem issues. But do not go through it alone. I believe that if you are listening to me tonight and you're in that situation where you feel like you just need help. You cannot stop yourself from eating. Just find yourself eating over and over and over again. Please don't go through it alone. Take advantage of expert help that can help you to deal with your feelings, that can also help you to set goals and identify your eating patterns and help you to eat your eating goals as well. I believe that food should not just be I want to get pleasure, just want to enjoy, just want to make it sweet, make it this. But you're eating to actually fuel your body. Right? I say just like how you know um petrol is or like fuel is for a car to just keep it going, right? So your food is also the fuel for your body. So you don't just eat because it's pleasurable or because it's sweet, so sweet, but because you also need to fuel your body with the right nutrients to keep you going as well. So you can as well join our community if you would love to be a part of our Health Talk with Kemi community, and let's grow together. I love you and I'm rooting for you, and trust me, emotional eating can be controlled. Now, the next slide is my conclusion. So, and I'm asking everybody a very, very important question. What will you do with what you've learned tonight? I believe that you've learned something, or more than something, right, from tonight's session. But what would you do with what you've learned tonight? And I really want to see your responses. You ask yourself, Kemi, what would I do with what I've learned tonight? Kemi has said a lot, but what would I do with what I've learned tonight? And then I also want you to understand that you are at the driver's seat of your own life and your health. So remember to take good care of your body and live a very healthy life. So please, wherever you are, take these few confessions with me wherever you are. Just confess and ensure you are confessing. And then you just put your hand, come on, put your hand on your belly. If you can hear me tonight, put your hand on your belly or on your chest, anyone that works for you, your belly or chest, and just take these few confessions with me. Say, put your name down, say, I'm in charge of my life and I am in charge of my health. I take charge of what I eat. I take charge of what I put into my body. I'm mindful of my eating habits and I make conscious choices that support my well being all the time. Come on, declare with me. I am committed to nourishing my body with wholesome and nutritious food. I choose foods that fuel my body and I choose foods that fuel my body and mind with vitality and energy. I hope you took this confession with me. Remember, healthy eating is a journey, not a destination. We can never arrive. We just keep doing till we get better at it. Be patient with yourself, celebrate and acknowledge your successes, and enjoy the process of nourishing your body and your mind with healthy food. Did you learn something tonight? Or have you learned something tonight? And the last slide says, thank you very much. Presented by Omoleyin Oluwakemi Koti, Health Talk with Kemi. Thank you so much. Did you learn something tonight? Are you making a conscious, are you making a conscious decision to mind what you eat, to pay attention to what you eat, and to let go of emotional eating in the year 2025 and beyond? Do we have questions? Any question before we call it a night? Are there any questions that you would love to get answers to? I don't see any response coming in. Maybe just my network. It's fine. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate you. God bless you. And I hope that all my ladies and my men are saying 1025. I would eat not because I'm hungry. I would eat not because I want to eat, but because I'm hungry. I'd pay attention to what I put into my body. I would eat healthy as well. I don't eat because it's sweet and pleasurable. I eat because food is a fuel for my body. And I take charge of my life. I take charge of my health. And I would grow into a better me in 2025. God bless you. I don't seem to see comment, but God bless you, everyone. Thank you for joining Health Talk with Kemi session tonight. Please, if you want to join our community, just say, I want to join your community so I can send the WhatsApp link to you after tonight's session and you can be a part of us. Special thank you to everyone who came out to support, to listen, to watch Health Talk with Kemi. Love you, love you. I don't see any questions, so I assume that there are no questions. If you would love to get a slide as well, please let me know so I can send the slide to you after the session. If you would love to get a slide, let me know so I can send the slide to you. Love you and thank you for joining session with me. I look forward to look forward to more sessions from Health Talk with Kemi in the year 2025. God bless you. Have an amazing night, friends. Bye, everyone. Woohoo! Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye.